This is the Capital Games Movie Club. I am The Wiz. Today, in our special segments for the Oscars 2023, I'm going to go over what I think is going to get nominated for Best Actress at this year's Oscars. I'm doing this before the Oscar nominations are announced on January 24th on Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. And of course, the ceremony will be held at March 12th, 2023. Yeah, this is a very competitive race this year. There are some frontrunners that are definitely going to get in, but there has been some slipperiness as to who are deadlocks and who are going to squeak in to get a nomination. But I think this is going to be a very interesting announcement when they announce the five that are going to be nominated for Best Actress. Again, highly competitive year. This is probably more competitive than I've seen it in previous years. Usually, actress and supporting actress, there is a definite line to who is getting nominated, who is not, and there's really no wiggle room in between. But I think this year is going to have some surprises. So why don't we just get right into it? Here are who the actresses I think will get snubbed for the nomination this year. The first one is going to be Michelle Williams from The Fabelmans. Now, this is going to be a weird snub for a few reasons. One, so when The Fabelmans was being shown in limited release, a lot of people thought that Michelle Williams was going to be a deadlock for Best Supporting Actress. And a lot of critics and a lot of people agree with that. The problem is that the studio that I think it's DreamWorks who's doing this. I think the studio that started doing the for your consideration and started pushing who's getting nominated from this movie wanted Michelle Williams as Best Actress, and that seemed to blow up in her face because she's not getting a lot, if not any, award nominations for Best Actress. She's been mostly getting it in some circles for Best Supporting Actress. Now, there has been talk that the studio behind it has gone on to switch to put her back to Best Supporting Actress, but it's too late at this point. She's been labeled as Best Actress for so long now that it'll be really hard to then suddenly switch her back and have the award and have the Academy go ahead and think of her as such. So I think because of that switch and that tactical mistake, I think Michelle Williams gets snubbed for Best Actress. This one's Olivia Colman for Empire of Light. Olivia Colman is an actress that has been getting a lot of praise from her previous roles, especially from The Favorite, which she shocked, I think, a few by winning Best Actress that year for The Favorite. And she's an actress that a lot of people do like watching. The problem is Empire of Light got released by kind of a whimper. It's gotten a mixed reception from critics and from people who watched it. People do like Olivia Colman, but again, this is a strong showing this year, and it's looking like Olivia Colman will get bounced out when it comes to getting nominated for Best Actress. So I think Olivia Colman misses the five. The next one is Zoe Kazan for She Said. She Said's gotten a lot of critical praise. People who've seen the movie really like it and really like her in it. The problem is not a lot of people have seen it and not a lot of people are talking about it. So this is the same thing that happened with Carey Mulligan in Best Supporting Actress. Not a lot of people are talking about the movie. It's getting drowned out by a lot of other roles in this, especially since She Said, I think, came out in September-ish, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But that also tends to be a problem with a lot of movies that don't get released in the November-December area. They usually kind of get drowned out, with a few exceptions. But yeah, Zoe Kazan will also get snubbed for Best Actress. Okay, this is going to be one that I think either I will come to regret and be absolutely wrong on, or that you guys will probably laugh at me when this comes. But I think Viola Davis for The Woman King is getting snubbed, and here's why. There is a concerted effort by the Academy to have more people of color be nominated for major categories. And that's happening this year. There is a lot of, I think there's going to be a good number of women of color that will get nominated this year, especially for Best Actress. The issue comes when it is a person of color getting nominated. Usually they nominate one. One person of color. Now, multiple women of color are going to get nominated this year. I definitely think that. But I think it's going to be one of each color. It's going to be one Asian person, one Latina person, one black person. Here is why I think Viola Davis is not going to get it. First off, the talk about the Woman King is dying rapidly as time goes by. On top of that, the Woman King is in a weird... It's kind of in a weird middle ground where it's not exactly a blockbuster, but not exactly an art house film. It has sensibilities of both. But this year, it just seems to me that the Academy wants to honor both, but not something that has both. So that's why I think movies like Top Gun Maverick are going to get, I think, a lot of nominations. And on top of that, why movies like Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to get it, and such, and Tar are going to get it as well. Something that straddles the line is probably going to get shut out. And on top of that, Viola Davis is an actress where if she gets snubbed this year, she's going to get another nomination at some point. Like, her not getting one this year does not mean it's never going to happen. It's definitely going to happen again. So I think the Academy will look past Viola Davis this year and probably go with another actress, and I'll get to who that is when that time comes. So I think Viola Davis is going to get snubbed for Best Actress. The other is Emma Thompson for Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. She had a lot of good buzz during the summer when this was released. A lot of people liked the movie. Critics liked the movie. They liked the performance in it. They liked the subject matter of the movie itself. But it's been way too long since it's been released. And even though she recently got nominated for a BAFTA, I think that has more to do with the fact that she is British, and the British Academy of Film and Television likes to honor their own, which is fine. That's cool. I don't think that leads to a surprise nomination for Emma Thompson. So I think she is essentially not going to get nominated for Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. This will probably be a performance that people will look back on in a few years or so and say, that probably should have gotten nominated, but I don't think this is going to happen for her in this year. So a snub will be Emma Thompson for Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. The final performance I think is going to get snubbed is Margot Robbie for Babylon. Now, Margot Robbie is a actress that gets a lot of praise. A lot of people love her in her movies, and she gives great performances, but Babylon kind of had a mixed reception. Critics were kind of mixed on it. Audiences were as well. People who loved it. People who hated it couldn't stand it. There's not a lot of wiggle room in between. And even though her performance does get praised in that movie, I don't think it's enough for her to get a nomination. I think enough people are going to look at that and go, is it award worthy? I don't really think so, but you know, this will be another one with Viola Davis. She'll be back again next time. She'll be again here for another movie. So I think Margot Robbie's gonna get snubbed for Best Actress. Okay, so I've got the snubs down. Let's get into who I think will be the predicted nominees for Best Actress. The first one is incredibly obvious, since this has been talked about since March and it has not died down. Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I mean, she just got the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Comedy Musical, I believe. She's getting nominated all over the place. She's also getting some awards. So this is not a surprise. And the theme with Everything Everywhere All at Once are comeback kids and people who are getting recognition for work that they've previously had. And Michelle Yeoh is the main person who personifies that, an actress who has been doing a lot of good work in both international and American films for about 30 years and is finally getting recognized. So yeah, Michelle Yeoh is going to get nominated. That's a no doubter on that one. That may surprise some of you is Ana de Armas for Blonde. I am just going to come right out front and say I am a big Ana de Armas fan. I think in about 10 years she'll be where Meryl Streep is right now. She'll be an actress that anybody would love to work with, would want in their movies, and she gives fantastic performances. I think Hollywood agrees with that sentiment, and they'll want to honor her as soon as possible because they want to show exactly that they know she is going to be the reigning acting queen in 10 or 20 years' time. Now, this may surprise people because Blonde didn't have that great of a reception. Actually, Blonde was very divisive, and it was a really ugly movie from what I've heard. The subject matter that is in that movie has led me not to watch it, even though I am a big Ana de Armas fan. But the thing that did not get any pushback is her performance. Ana de Armas put in, from what critics have said, a fantastic performance in the movie. They just think it's unfortunate it was this movie that Andrew Dominik did. So even though the movie itself, very divisive, I think this will lead to her getting a nomination just based on her goodwill and on the fact that people do love her as an actress. So I think Ana de Armas will get nominated for Best Actress based on, I think, her reputation alone. So I think Ana de Armas gets in. Another surprise that was mentioned, I mentioned that Viola Davis is not going to get nominated, but there will be one black actress who will, and that's Danielle Deadwyler for Till. Here's the thing that leads me to believe it's Deadwyler who will get it and not Viola Davis. And that is, one, her performance is getting a lot of praise. And on top of that, the Academy does want to award socially conscious films, and this is the best way to do it. Till is not going to get a Best Director or Best Picture nomination. It's just not going to happen. But the thing that got a lot of praise from that movie was Danielle Deadwyler in the movie. And critics liked the performance. People who've seen it thought it was really good and thought that she deserved an Oscar nomination for it. I think that will lead to then giving Deadwyler the nomination over Davis. There will be some controversy because I think a lot of people do want Davis to get the nomination. I think honestly it will be Deadwyler who gets it over Davis on this one. If Davis gets it and I'm wrong, I'm cool with that. I just, looking at the past and how the Oscars do their nominations, that is usually what ends up happening. There are exceptions, and there might be an exception to that this year. I don't think it's happening, but I think it's going to be Danielle Deadwyler who gets Best Actress nomination for Till. Another obvious one is going to be Cate Blanchett for Tar. She's racking up all the awards. She's gotten all the nominations. Her performance has been praised from critics and audiences alike. Cate Blanchett is really the front-runner, I think, in Best Actress. And I think, unless a shift happens, I think she ends up winning the award. But yeah, but this is an obvious one here. So Cate Blanchett for Tar, she's getting nominated. That's obvious. Now, one that, now that I'm looking at this, I might be wrong on it. And maybe this is what gets Viola Davis in. But I am slowly starting to think that Jennifer Lawrence gets nominated for Causeway. And I'm going to say this for one reason only. It's Jennifer Lawrence. That's it. That's all it is. Her performance got some praise. The movie has gotten a lot of critical acclaim. Not a lot of people have seen it, but it's Jennifer Lawrence. And Jennifer Lawrence has been racking up nominations for almost all the movies she's in. I mean, she got nominated for Joy, okay? And barely anyone saw that movie. So I think this will lead to her coming back to the Oscars with a Best Actress nomination for Causeway. Would I be surprised if she did not get it? No. But I think in the end, this will lead to her getting a nomination for that movie specifically. Okay, so here are my picks for the predicted nominations for Best Actress. It's Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Danielle Deadwyler for Till, Cate Blanchett for Tar, and Jennifer Lawrence for Causeway. The nominations will be announced on January 24th, 2023. The ceremony will be at March 12th, 2023. It's going to be really interesting what happens in the next award category that I'm going to be talking about. We're going to talk Best Actor. That's going to be another pretty competitive race there. There are some people who think they know what the Oscar nominees are. I think there might be a surprise or two there. but we'll see when that happens. So tune in next time where I talk about the Best Actor nominations for the Oscars this year. I am The Wiz. This is the Capital Games Movie Club. Talk to you next time. Bye.